All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. Nelson County, I'm Kenny Fogle, your host. Glad you could be with us tonight. We're going to talk about some interesting issues that, well, sometimes affects all of us, and we're going to find out how and what we can do about it. We've got Andrea Shepard here, and Andrea, we work with the Flaget Hospital Cancer Center.
I'm with the foundation.
Foundation. Yep. Okay, well, I'll get that right because I don't know. So the foundation at Flaget Hospital, and what we're going to be talking about today is something called Project Hope.
Yes.
What is Project Hope?
Project Hope is very special to us. It is essentially it's a fundraising effort that we have named that because it's all about bringing hope to Bardstown.
Yeah.
It's a $1.1 million fundraising effort that has two big pieces to it. One is expanding the cancer center, which I can share why that's needed, and another is bringing 3D mammography to the hospital, which is the best kind of screening possible to catch cancer early, which is obviously important. So it's the biggest effort that the foundation has done, and it's a really important one.
So we touched on a word right there that affects so many people and that's listening today, the word cancer. Yeah. And I know that's a word that scares people to death, but using it as a little asterisk here, it's not as scary as it used to be.
It's not. No, it's not at all. And what's been amazing since we've started this is talking with the patients there and hearing what we call the stories of hope. I mean, there's one person, Jim Roby, who shares his story all the time for us, and he talks about in Louisville, he was given 2 years to live with colon cancer, and he talked to the Rotary too. And then now he's over 6 years cancer-free. Yeah. So it's not a death sentence. There are amazing treatments, and right here in our community, we can get that treatment, and that's what's so great. You don't have to travel a long distance to get chemotherapy. That is when you're not feeling well, when somebody has to take off work to drive you. We're talking about staying in your town, getting the best treatment, and surviving. So all about the hope.
And exactly, and as you said, the cancer center, you bring in doctors that are they're top-notch doctors that work in other places as well, but they come in here and they meet with a lot of people. And I know a lot, talking with Jim, he swears by the doctor he worked with, says the guy's a miracle worker. I don't know, never met the guy, but if Jim says he is, I'm going to take his word for him.
Yeah, Jim knows. Yeah, Dr. Martin and Dr. Paris, they're at the cancer center. If I had $1 for every time somebody called the staff there, their angels or their family, we'd have this fundraising effort paid for, because truly from the minute you walk in there, you don't feel like you're in the typical cancer center. It's a special place. You're greeted with a smile. They get to know you. Dr. Martin has a story of a patient who was coming to see him for treatment, and he noticed that her husband seemed to be starting to look different. And so he actually ended up diagnosing the husband with cancer. So we're talking about people who care about their health, but also care about everything else. It truly becomes family. And so that's one of the things that really makes the cancer center stand out.
We won't get into survival rates that are going, they're increasing and things of that nature, because we know that's getting better. But it can do a whole lot better. And this Project Hope, and when you talk about raising money for mammography, or you talk about raising money for the cancer center, what difference is that going to make in your progress that you're doing right now? I mean, equipment, care, what's this going to do if somebody gets involved and helps a little bit?
It means that our loved ones, we hope that nobody has to face cancer. Right. But if they do, it means that they have a place to go to. Right now, the Cancer Center opened 7 years ago this month. It has more than tripled the number of patients it sees. They're seeing record numbers. Their waiting room's full. They are doing everything they can, including moving Dr. Martin's office space to a different location to try to fit everybody in there. But there's definitely a need for 3 more infusion rooms and a pharmacy. So we're talking about making sure that it's the best cancer center it can be right now, and ensuring it stays that way. So it's that long-term community jewel.
Well, before we ask anybody, to help out financially, which we always need help financially, there's no question about that. You're giving tours out there right now. You're letting people get familiar with what you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of people have never been in the cancer center, which I think is a great thing. You don't want people to have to be in there.
Yeah.
But because they haven't been there, they don't know what a jewel it is. So we have tours the second Thursday of every month typically, where we open the doors to the Cancer Center and we give a behind the scenes tour. We also go to the area of the hospital where the mammograms are done. So just to show what goes on, what it really looks like, and it's impressive. It's not what you typically think of as a cancer center. And then we also have somebody share a personal story. So it's called the Stories of Hope Tour. It's from 5 to 6 p.m. the second Thursday. It's free. And we've had more than 100 people come through on those tours so far.
Do I need to call you ahead of time, let you know they're coming?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that would be wonderful.
You know what it is, I just show up.
We try to plan ahead and
Right.
keep it to about 20 people or so. And then groups like the Rotary, when they want to come out, we can do a special different time too.
Well, good. So if somebody wants to set something up, they just give you a call there at the hospital. The main switchboard, they get a hold of you, how they do that?
That's fine, or my direct number is 502-993-8896.
All right. So again, well, you did mention over $1 million is what that's a pretty lofty goal.
It's a lofty goal.
That sounds very lofty goal.
But it is, but it's an important cause, and people are getting behind it. We have wonderful supporters. You can go to our website, which is KentuckyOneHealth.org/Project Hope, and we share who our supporters are.
Yeah.
We also have some great videos. Jim Roby shares his story on there. A lot of people in this community are sharing their stories. So it's really neat.
Okay, so Project Hope with the Flaget Foundation. So I'm getting most of this information correct. So, and if somebody wants to help, give them a call out there at the hospital. And I know a lot of people get touched by cancer. That's the unfortunate thing. You get touched by cancer. Every family out there, I can't imagine a family hardly that doesn't have someone in the family, whether it's an extended member or a friend or someone, but. There is hope, and that's a very appropriate word, the word hope, because you just got to keep fighting.
You got to keep fighting, and even with the 3D mammography, we're talking about catching cancer at its earliest. So we can take control of our health, and there's a great place to fight it. There's a great place to catch it, and that's in our community at Flaget.
Right, I say right here in our hometown, right here in Bardstown, Kentucky. You know, if people think you have to travel long distances to, and used to you did.
Yeah.
I mean, up to 5 or 6 years ago, as you mentioned, if people were traveling long distances to get the top-notch doctors, the top-notch facilities, and not only do we have the top-notch, you're even improving every day even more, and hopefully, if this fundraiser is successful, it's going to be even greater.
Yes.
Well, okay, best. Is there anything else that we need to know about, or we basically, or just will give you a call and go from there?
Yeah, that'd be great. If you go to our website, just go to the KentuckyOneHealth.org/Project Hope. You can find out more. You can find my contact information. Also, you can see the upcoming events and sign up for our emails, because we've got some really fun events coming up too.
All right. Well, Andrea Shepard here with the Flaget Foundation, Project Hope.
Thank you.
And again, it is hope. You know, when you're dealing with cancer, you know, there's a lot of people out there that think, you know, it's a sentence that's going to be life-changing, and it is, but it's hopefully can be a life-changing in a good way in some ways. And Andrea and her colleagues are doing the best they can. So thank you for coming here today. I appreciate this and having it, and wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, stick around. A lot more to come here on Channel 6 TV. We'll be right back.